Hello, my name is Jack O'Neill, and I'm going to be presenting my integrative learning project, which focuses on a problem that's been occurring with the timesheets at my place of business, which is the Park and Rec. I selected this topic because the problem has been causing difficulties for me as well as my fellow employees. The stakeholders within the situation are the employees who actually use the system. Um, the second stakeholder is the payroll manager or supervisor who oversees all the timesheets that are entered into the system, and he has to review all of them and make sure that they're all correct in time. The last stakeholder is our recreation superintendent who overviews the entirety of the system, including employees clocking in all the way up to the payroll supervisor entering the times into the system so that we can be paid. The timesheet system that we use right now is a mobile app slash website that allows you to clock in and out wherever you want. It's very convenient, especially since it's accessible anywhere. Um, Unfortunately, though, we have been having problems with the system. The problems includes accuracy issues, where sometimes if people clock in, the system actually doesn't register it clocking in, which causes problems on the payroll supervisor, where if they see that the time is incorrect, they'll either have to relay that information back to you, the employee, or you'll have to, or you have to relay it back to the payroll supervisor. Another problem is that it requires mobile roaming data if you're not at a play or a facility, and you cannot utilize Wi-Fi. So if you don't have mobile roaming data, you won't be able to actually access the app at all since it runs off of that. The opposing models in the situation is Model A, which is the continued use of the system. What we would have to do if we go through with Model A is we'd have to do a complete overhaul of the system. This would include finding or contacting the website and making sure or following up on the certain bugs and the certain errors that we've had so far, and reiterating that we need these fixed and we'd have to change these. The other option for Model A is to fix the bugs by locating a new website and using that system. Hopefully they would have all the same applications that the original website would have, but I'm not sure how long this would take in time or cost. Model B would be to switch to paper timesheets. I've used this technique in past employment experiences, and it's worked pretty well because it is always in the same place. The clock-ins would be right at the facilities, where when you'd walk in, you would automatically clock in, you would sign out your timesheet, and then you'd be good to go. The benefits for this would be that there would be no error due to service issues such as data or data roaming. My solution would be to incorporate both systems through the use of technology. As my professor, as well as some of my classmates have been suggesting, such things as RFID badge systems do exist. In fact, I did some research on them and I found out that they're relatively inexpensive. All you would need for these RFID badge systems to work would be to integrate all badge numbers for all of the employees. You would dish them out to all of them, and they would just put them in their wallet, and every time they would come in to each facility, they could just easily scan their RFID badge right to the system. The cool part would be that the system would already be integrated with the mobile app, and since it's compatible, it would be good to go. You wouldn't have to worry about having two different systems, the RFID badge as well as the mobile app. They'll be able to coexist, I guess, and be able to work where if you're out in the field and you don't have access to an RFID badge clock-in system, you can just sign into your mobile app and you'd be good to go. The stakeholder benefits would make it way easier on the payroll supervisor. Instead of having to reach out to everyone and make sure that their timesheets are correct, they would be correct, because if the mobile app fails, like let's just say there's an error, you can easily go and clock in through the RFID badge system as well as the superintendent, because overseeing the situation will be a lot less stressful. And not to mention the employees who would have two different ways of clocking in for a relatively inexpensive value. Once you integrate both systems, you'll be good to go. Thank you guys so much.